of the descendants still attend our church today. We are in the process of restoring it to its original condition. It was purchased by those 9 formerly enslaved people in 1874. And last year, we celebrated the 150th anniversary. The 501c3 was put in place by the Campbell Chapel to oversee the project. We immediately started by engaging an architect and engaging a construction firm to help us develop a 6-phase plan to ensure a smooth restoration and rehabilitation of the historic chapel. I'll describe some of the things that we found when we started to describe some of them. We first had to go underneath the church. We had to jack it up so that we could stabilize the foundation. It was not stabilized. Once we jacked it up there to the church and put in place lumber, timber to frame the church so that the ceiling would be stabilized as we started the work. Once underneath the church, we had to go outside the church and brace the walls so that it wouldn't begin to crumble once we started to work. And once we did that, we started to remove some of the siding from the church so that we could see exactly what was going on beneath the side and under. And we found some interesting things, as you might expect, with water and humidity. There was termite damage. And we found that the sill that supports the foundation of the church on the north wall, that's the one closest to us, had actually been eroded. So we had to jack that wall up so that we could replace the sill. And we went ahead and replaced the sill, and that's what in July, we took a few more steps. We put the sill in, and we started to put in place brick piers. Brick piers are nothing more than the columns, the stilts that the church was sitting on. They were not stable, and so we did some shoring up of those, and that has been done. In between each of the brick piers were some concrete blocks. Those blocks will be coming out so that we can put screening in, and it looks like it did back in 1874. The blocks were added later. Next, what we'll be doing, and this you'll see more evidence of in the next week or two, so it's important to take note. For Chapel 60 here, and to the right of it was a social hall that was added much later. That social hall will have to come down because it's not part of the historic chapel. That will be removed within the next week or two, so you'll see that coming down. In addition, behind the church, there was a choir loft that was put in. The choir loft will also be coming down. So you'll see a lot of activity going on, but it's all to ensure that we're getting the church back to its original condition. We have been raising money to actually get this done. Thus far, we've worked with the town of Bluffton, and we've identified some sources to go after those dollars. Be in prayer with us. The challenges that we face. The state, as an example, decided that this year they were going to focus on tax reform rather than community investment. So the state denied a $100,000 request this year. We can still go back next year, but that's money we were sort of counting on. And we're going to be careful because we will work our way through that. That gives you a quick summary of where we've been over the last couple of months. Please stay tuned. We look forward to sharing more with you next month.
Amen.